Hey everyone, before we get into the video, I just want to say I usually use like Clipchamp to do my videos, but it kept crashing on me, and I used CapCut to do my video, and the audio is not that great on this one, so I do apologize for the audio. I will see if I can find a way to have Clipchamp not crap out on me next time, and maybe fix my audio on CapCut or whatever it is as well. But I just want to forewarn you, audio is not too great. And after doing a 34-minute video, well, I didn't really want to redo it because it is currently 3:52 in the morning, and I gotta get ready for bed to go to work tomorrow. So just want to give you guys a heads up. So thank you.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I hope you guys are doing well. I've been thinking more about the Charlie Kirk stuff, and I saw this article pop up talking about how Indiana political scientist foresees continued political discourse after Charlie Kirk's unaliving. Now, I'm going to read this article. I'm going to have to dance around the words a little bit to kind of please YouTube. I haven't gotten in trouble for anything so far, but you never know. And with how hot this topic is and everything, I just want to rather be safe than sorry. So I apologize for not phrasing it in a way that makes sense because YouTube is kind of dumb. But I'm going to read this article here, and then after I read this article, I want to showcase things that have been happening over the years with one mainstream media person and then other influencers who are Twitch orbiters or other things that we've seen in the media lately. Now, I'm going to showcase some asmongold clips. So, if you like asmongold, great. If you don't like asmongold, sorry, but it's where I remember to find them exactly. But I will say there's going to be a viewer discretion advised video because there's going to be probably swearing involved. There's going to be threats of um, things happening by individuals. These words are not my words. These words are all from the video and everything. I'm just kind of wanting to showcase that this is all kind of making a lot more sense the more you look at it and everything, and that there needs to be some sort of um, uh, repercussions with some of this stuff because you see a lot of the influencers on Twitch making little jokes here, like jokes, okay, that hey, this person needs to be taken out. I'll give you like whatever amount of money, or if you really want to take this person out, then you should do this. And it's like, oh, but I'm just joking. It's all under the guise of jokes. And these people, some of them still have a platform, okay? So I wanted to kind of go into that, but um, obviously, I will say at the beginning, I'm not a big YouTuber. I am very small. I do all of this for fun. But for anybody who do watch this video, don't like go after any of these people. I mean, they're pretty big anyway, and most of you will probably know who I'm talking about before we even get there. But again, don't go after people you disagree with and making threats or anything. No, don't try to dox people or anything like that. That's not cool. Just I just want to showcase that this rhetoric has been going on for a long time, and yesterday we saw it kind of all come together, unfortunately. So I'm going to read this article. This is from WTHR. This is a Indiana news organization. Okay, so it says Indiana political scientists foresee continued political discourse after Charlie Kirk unaliving. Um, This is written by Jenna Webster, and it was published on September 11th of 2025. The unaliving of conservative influencer Charlie Kirk marks just another moment amid a rising threat of political discourse. Mike Jensen, a researcher at the University of Maryland, tells 13 News there have been 150 politically motivated attacks in the U.S. in the first 6 months of the year. That's nearly twice as many over the same period last year. He said the rise of this discourse is coming from across the political spectrum. I don't know about that. I think we're seeing it more from the left. they have always been quite violent, in my opinion, but it continues. Um, it is an indication of growing civil unrest, he wrote in an email to 13 News. In the last 14 months, we've seen two unaliving attempts on President Trump, two Minnesota lawmakers unalived in their homes, which I believe that was done by a Tim Walz um, goon. I think he was a liberal. He worked under Tim Walz or something. A fire set at the Pennsylvania governor's residence. I don't remember that story. And pew pew sprayed at the CDC headquarters, and two Israel embassy employees unalived in DC. I wonder who was responsible for that. Maybe the Free Palestine people who are, typically left. But what's so problematic about it is it feels like everyone's a target, said Laura Wilson, an associate professor of political science at the University of Indianapolis. If you disagree with somebody else, you have a potential target on your back. That's sure as hell what it seems like. Because remember, guys, for those of you who are conservative, the left has gone after your jobs in the past with no remorse. If you said something they found problematic on Facebook, they would report it to your employer. And guess what? You got fired. You lost your livelihood. Remember the stories of the people who've been with companies for years and years and years and years, and they said something that they didn't agree with that was a little too problematic for them, a little too edgy for them, and they called the company they worked for and got them fired. Remember those stories? Yeah. Um, Now it's escalating even further to let's just take them out. Let's just take them out. People we don't like, we don't want to hear their opinions. Let's just take them out because they shouldn't have an opinion. Wilson points to a more polarized and tension-filled discourse around politics. Social media escalates this tension because of the readily available opinions and perspectives. The echo chambers on social media also mean users only find information they agree with. Blue sky, blue sky. Uh, Blue Sky is full of people praising the death of Charlie Kirk, by the way. The platforms are also a breeding ground for misinformation. Okay, so obviously, you know, I think people should be able to block others because of harassment and stuff like that. But that does pave the way for an echo chamber. And again, that's why a lot of people went to Blue Sky. They wanted to be around people who had similar opinions. They can't take a town hall format where people have different opinions. That stuff's probably gone. I don't think that's ever going to be the same again. Now, this is a photograph of the suspect in question that did what he did to Charlie Kirk. Um, this was posted by the FBI, I believe, earlier today. But the article continues. I don't think it's surprising that it leads to discourse because we can't argue to disagree, and we look at the other side ideologically as partisan wise as being truly evil, as being truly opposite against us. Yeah, and again, I see this more from the left. You see the absolute hatred in their eyes if you tell them that you voted for Trump or you're a Republican. They scream at you, they hiss at you, some of them hit you, they throw things at you, they try to shame you, they try to get you deplatformed, they try to have you lose your livelihood. With the conservatives, you can see with them, they're just, when they're um, really far right, really far right. I mean, we're talking about uh, like the neo bad guys from World War II, right? The true racists. But the problem that the left has made for themselves, and um, now they just all believe it, is anyone on the right is a racist. Anybody. Because your political values and your ideologies and stuff is what makes you who you are. Apparently, there's nothing else to it. They just see you as the other. They don't see you as a person. They see you as another, and that's dangerous. And I said this in my video last night. A lot of young people like Charlie Kirk. A lot of young people liked him. And if you want to radicalize the generation, I would be very frightened if I were on the left. Um, it's not just different perspectives, but something that we can't possibly stand, and unfortunately, it escalates on every level. Yeah, and I think it's going to get a lot worse, unfortunately. And I pray to God. I prayed a lot last night, and um, I really pray it doesn't get worse. I just that would not be good. Political discourse undermines democratic principles, she said. Wilson believes it, along with our current political discourse, disenfranchising people. Yeah, well, again, I said this in my video yesterday as well. The reason why I left the middle and went to be a conservative, and a lot of my values changed to more conservative values, was really because of the white guilt stuff. Oh, well, you're a white straight man. You need to sit down and shut up because white men have been in power in this country forever, in a Western civilized country where we're predominantly white. Oh, gosh. And it's like one thing I would tell people, like, you don't know who I am, you don't know how I grew up, you're just assuming I'm rich because I'm white, that I have this privilege because I'm this or that or whatever. It's like, what about, treating everybody with respect and with dignity, um, equality? What about the speech that MLK gave? I guess that's all out the window. My nose is so itchy right now. Um, it turns people off from the system, Wilson said. Good people with great ideas may not choose to run for office, and people who want to speak out about things they disagree with and should have that in America, uh, that American right, that freedom of speech to do so, may feel silenced because they're concerned about repercussions. Um, I don't know about that because, well, I think people who are really like Charlie Kirk, like people like him, it didn't dissuade them. Like for me, I kept a lot of my political beliefs and values um, completely to myself because of them going after your livelihood. And I didn't want that to happen to me, especially when I had kids on the way. I still don't want it to happen to me. But people are crazy. You say something they don't like or they disagree with, they try to ruin you. They try to absolutely destroy you. And they don't even know who you are. They don't even know the lives that they are ruining because of something that they don't like. But again, they've already painted Republicans to be bad guys from World War II. And I think I said it earlier. I don't know if I did. But I do remember people calling Bush a bad guy from World War II. I remember that when Obama got elected, um, I distinctly remember this, that this was the end of the Republican Party, that we would most likely never see another Republican in the White House again. They praised and cheered it. The media was so prideful of that. And then we got Trump, and that threw a wrench in their plans, it seemed like. And it was bad guy from World War II this, fascist that, all this crazy rhetoric. Political discourse is problematic and on so many levels. I think that we tend to focus on individual occasions and instances, but the widespread ramifications are far more dangerous for our country, but also our dialogue in terms of politics and just in general our society in agreement to have civil discourse. It continues for her. It brings up conversations about how we handle security. Many people at Charlie Kirk's Utah Valley University event have commented there were few security measures. He doesn't have a secret service. Like nobody expected this to happen. Nobody. So I'm sure he had security, but like I don't think nobody knew that like the first person, like even the second person going after Trump, like nobody knew like that was going to happen. And he had Secret Service agents all over the place, and they still got to him. There's only so much that they can do. Or they can how much ground are they going to cover? And it's not coming out of the government's budget. It's coming out of his own pocket. So there's that to think about too. Wilson predicts political violence. Shoot. Being a continued problem. I wish that we could just talk like normal people in these videos. What I hope is that at some point we look at this and say, this is absolutely outrageous. This is too much, she said. What gets us to this point is probably something that most people agree is absolutely outrageous. So unfortunately, we'll probably have to have a tragedy of incredible magnitude and substance for a majority of Americans, regardless of ideology and partnership, to say we've gone too far. We need to correct us. I think we've already gone way too far. Yesterday went way, way too far. The stuff on Trump went way too far. And you know what happened? They stopped the rhetoric for 5 fucking minutes, and then they went right back to it. And it was even stronger. But that's the article. Again, that was written by Jenna Webster. And we're going to move on next to this these videos. Okay. Now, again, I have a couple of them pulled up, and this is the Joy Reid Thanksgiving rant. Okay. Now, there are countless of examples I can give with mainstream media calling Trump and Republicans fascist, bad guys from World War II, all sorts of stuff. But because I have a distinct hate for Joy Reid and that she is no longer um, no longer on MSNBC, we're going to play this because she says a couple of things on here that are just the common talking points, right? And this is what MSNBC is known for. This is from Sky News Australia, and as we see, this was 9 months ago. So let's go ahead and play the video.
NBC's Thanksgiving coverage.
You right-wingers shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes? You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair.
Fascism.
I'm coughing on you with COVID, but you want me to wear a mask for your safety? No fair. My body, my choice. Well, here's an alternative thought. Make your own dinner, MAGA. Make your own sandwiches. Wipe your own tears. Troll amongst yourselves with Elon and leave us alone.
Well, that's MSNBC Prime.
How did she lose her job? Yeah, so that was it. Now remember what she said, the words.
Shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of your votes? You don't want to be around me because I voted for fascism. No fair.
Again, we hear it again. We heard it ad nauseum. Let's move on to this gentleman here. Now, this is from asmongold Clips. This guy, I guess his name is Vaush. He is a Twitch streamer or something. I know nothing about this guy, but he says something here which is really unsettling. But he says something in this call with Destiny that is a potential call for violence to his fan base, his viewers. So let's go ahead and play the video.
He was watching Rev Says Desu videos. Holy shit. Why do they have to make it so easy? Why can't it just be he has a bad opinion? Why it can never just be like this guy has a bad opinion. It's like, no, he's like the most revolting human on the planet. Is he mentally unwell? Yes, definitionally, he has to be.
We're getting McConnell out for this one, boys. Coming from the guy that said he hasn't heard a moral or legal reason why having CP should be illegal?
In fact, and
let's back that up.
Said he hasn't heard a moral or legal reason why having CP should be illegal?
In fact, and this is going to be a real hot take, I have yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal.
Now remember, these people on the left, they're like, oh, we have to do things to protect the children. That's why they want gun control, right? It's all about protecting the children, but they have no problem injecting them with hormone blockers, testosterone, castrating them pretty much before they hit puberty, because they may think they're a certain way, and instead of trying to address the issue, no, they don't want to do that. And obviously, what he says, let's replay. Let's hear it from his own chicken lips.
Reason why having CP should be illegal?
In fact, and this is going to be a real hot take, I have yet to hear a convincing moral or legal argument as to why possession of child pornography should be illegal. Actual child pornography.
I believe that the property rights of the wealthy should not be respected.
So yeah, there's his take on children. Just remember that.
Legal.
Now we're getting into his take on the wealthy, okay? And what he's going to say at the end is really crazy.
Actual child pornography.
I believe that the property rights of the wealthy should not be respected. I feel that their assets should be seized from them, and that many of them should be executed for crimes against the workers of this country.
Let's replay that.
I believe that the property rights of the wealthy should not be respected. I feel that their assets should be seized from them, and that many of them should be executed for crimes against the workers of this country.
If you're wealthy and you start a business and you hire all these people to work for you, and you're paying them a fair wage, he thinks that you should give more money to those people because you had nothing to do with creating the business or anything like that. You had nothing to do with it at all, and that money shouldn't go to you. But so we should take a note from the Communist Party and socialists and take the land from all the farmers and distribute it to the people, and then off the farmers, right? Let's just off the people making the jobs. Crazy. Next thing we're going to play here is the auto transmission pulling a weapon on a pastor. Okay, this was, I don't remember exactly when from this video. It's from 5 months ago. But we're going to see this. This happened in San Francisco, okay? A very, very tolerant left place. Let's see what happens.
Harder, but you need to try less being like somebody you're not and start to humble yourself and be somebody that God made you to be. He didn't make a man to be a woman. He made the man to be a man. He didn't make the woman to be a man. He made the woman to be a woman. And this is the truth. What are you going to do? Come attack me now? I should. Hey, man, it's up to you. If you want to pull that on me, well, God bless you. So you just threatened me with a gun. You just pulled a gun on my face. Man, Lord have mercy on you. This means that you don't even know who. This is the truth. What are you going to do? Come attack me now? I should.
Remember, they're all about gun control, right? They're all about love and treating each other with love and respect, unless you have a differing opinion, unless you're a Christian, unless you're a white straight male, or unless you're just a straight male in general. If you don't hold the same values. And by the way, the people who preach the gun control stuff, why do you have a gun? So you can stick it in faces of people you disagree with? These are the exact people that don't need weapons. And this individual is lucky he didn't have a weapon, or somebody near him didn't have a weapon. Because if they did, that would have been justifiable right there. Next, we're going to watch this video. Again, I believe this happened in California, but we're going to watch this, okay? Looks like it says drive to Austin, so maybe Austin. But this says kick streamer attacked by a stranger on the street because he supports Donald Trump. So let's go ahead and watch this brave individual attacking somebody for a political opinion.
You love Trump?
What?
You love Trump?
Yeah, why? Stay away from me. Stay away from me.
Piece of shit.
Fucking weirdo.
So I'm going to pause it there because obviously there's a little bit of a tussle. It doesn't show too much, but just for YouTube's sake. But yeah, charged at him because he had a MAGA hat on. Another asmongold video, okay? So this is talking about Denims. Now, Denims is a Twitch streamer. I don't know what in the hell she does, but it looks like she's an attractive girl. She probably does cosplay and stuff, if I were to guess. And she is also in a lawsuit with Ethan Klein, another popular YouTuber. I think he does H3 podcast. But there's some lawsuit going on. But she said that she would offer $30,000 to make Asmongold disappear. Now, she said something else in the video that is along with it, which to make it be perceived as a joke, but she's an attractive girl, and there's a lot of simps out there for people like her that would probably do stuff to try to appease her. And it's well known that she does not like Asmongold, and this is what she had to say.
Here we go.
Listen, I'll up the number, okay? $30K to anyone who'll make this dipshit disappear and make Eve's breasts bigger.
So
okay,
there's
you
the
have
joke,
to do both.
Right? You have to do both. Oh, it's
All
just
right?
a joke. It's just a joke.
Because then it's a win-win for me. And I don't have to see that moron on my timeline anymore.
Oh my god.
Now, obviously, she's talking about Asmongold because, well, she's watching an Asmongold video. Any sane person would realize that's what she's talking about. And again, this is unacceptable behavior. Don't make jokes like that because of recent events. Then we move on to this gentleman here, another Asmongold video. I think most of these, like this might be the last Asmongold video, but this is a Redditor, and he kind of went after Trump and Elon. This was 7 months ago. The Denims one was a year ago. This happened, I think it said, what, September 3rd of 2024. But let's watch a little bit of this. A little bit of this.
The Redditor calls for the assassination of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Is that him? I bet it is. Thanks to a credible tip. Oh, here we go. What can I do? What can we do? This is pure insanity. And so then this is a person who makes a comment. It says, fucking shoot him. He is not an elected official. He is not protected in any way. Just take him out. Problem solved. What? Thoughts on Trump's EO? Put him in the ground, grab him, shake him by his collar, shake him till he understands. True justice begins with 5 unsupervised minutes and a metal bat. This is as tolerant as I can get of fucking Nazis. Yep, that's just about right. I could have guessed. Counter-extremist researchers able to confirm this is the guy, thanks to dozens of statements and photos uploaded to Reddit by him himself. So this is Mason L87. So that means this is probably a 38-year-old man.
Just for context, this wasn't some hackerman operation. The guy literally had all of his information publicly available on his profile.
Very, very smart,
and then,
intelligent,
when he was
high
finally
IQ
caught, he
individual.
deleted his Reddit account but forgot to delete every individual thread he made, which you can still find if you search.
Wow. That's bad. He's a middle school employee. And so we have ourselves here a Reddit revolutionary.
So we saw here the quote here. I want Trump gone now from a very painful wound. I want him to know fear as he slowly leaks. So he was a Sunset Ridge Middle School employee, and this was the gentleman here. I think he's been arrested and stuff. So, but that was him again. The rhetoric again. Calling for violence. Then we move on to our boy Hassan Piker. Now, I don't really know anything about Hassan other than he seems to like terrorist groups quite a bit. But we're going to go ahead and play this. And I'm surprised that this didn't get, well, I mean, it's his short. It's his YouTube short.
So
for people who are covered by Medicaid.
False billing. They are trying to cut recipients. If you cared about Medicare fraud or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott. The reason why I'm saying if you cared about Medicare or Medicaid fraud, you would kill Rick Scott is because, and not make him a prominent part of the Republican Party, is because he to this day is still known as committing the largest Medicare fraud in U.S. history. They want to cut.
Yeah, but let's just go ahead and end his life. Finally, we got the wonderful Mike from PA inciting violence against Destiny. Now, again, I don't know these people. Okay, I've never watched their content, even Destiny. I know of them, but I don't watch them. Okay, so we're gonna play what Mr. Mike from PA said against Destiny.
Shit, well, okay. Well, we brought the
It's
white...
called shock, you fucking idiot. It's called shock. Anything that happens, I mean, like, holy shit, guys. If you live in Florida, I have an opportunity for you. If you want to earn $100,000, let me know.
If you want to earn $100,000 and you're in Florida, let me know. What's that mean? What's that mean? Was that a joke? Was that a joke? Again, this happened a while ago. 10 months ago, this was posted here. And I had to show this because this is Alpha Mike from PA.
That's fine. I think that's fine. So if a guy pays for my tab,
I think I'm getting your attention.
tab.
I think I'm getting your attention. I feel like I touched like a vampire touching holy water.
Can I help you?
Well, I think they want to go in.
Okay.
So yeah, that is just some examples of all this violent rhetoric that we've been hearing and nothing really being done about it. You have it in the mainstream media all the time, constantly calling Republicans and Trump and all the people who voted for Trump. Even if you were in the middle, you are a fascist. You are a bad guy from World War II. You are a horrible, horrible individual. And to the left, hearing the mainstream media say things like that, of course they're going to hate your guts. Of course they are, because they may truly believe they're in fear for their life and that they need to rise up against the fascism and take out whoever whenever they can. And that is a massive, massive problem. I think it needs to be fixed, and it needs to be fixed fast. I don't know why they've gotten away with it for so long, especially the mainstream media, but you have people like Hassan saying the things that he said about that guy. Oh, well, I wasn't telling anyone to do it. I wasn't telling. Well, it was kind of implied, and you have, I don't know how many viewers. Who's to say one of them isn't going to take what you have to say to heart? Same with Denims. Who's to say one of them is not going to take what you say to heart? Because you know it's not going to fall back on you. Well, I didn't make him go out and do it, but you're saying the stuff. You're saying it, and this behavior needs to end. It needs to end. There needs to be a more of a crackdown on it, more of enforcement against it. It needs to stop. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. This is terrible. The whole Charlie Kirk thing. I pray to God that there isn't any kind of retaliation, because obviously with the way the news spins things, I mean, it's going to be, I think if there's any kind of retaliation, I think it will truly be awful. And then the media just spinning it the way that they spin it, because they clamor for something. Oh, please be a Trump supporter. Please remember the Nashville school unaliving. Remember that when it's like they were praying to God that it was a white straight male. What happened? It ended up being a auto transmission, and they shut up about it. The possibly white shooter. Remember him? He didn't hear anything when they found out he wasn't possibly white. The one that just did the school unaliving. I didn't hear really much of anything from the other mainstream news sources other than Fox, and then the YouTuber community who covers news, that it was a auto transmission doing that, an Autobot. But you know, we're the crazy, we're the evil ones, and I'm so sick of this shit. I'm so sick of this shit. Having to pretend that none of this is happening, and them trying to gaslight us, and then accusing us of being something that we fundamentally aren't. I am so fucking sick of it. But that's all I have. That's all I have. I'm getting a little heated. I'm going to go ahead and go. If you liked the video, thank you for watching. If you did not like the video, thank you for staying around for so long. Subscribe if you want to. I do all of this for fun. I kind of just talk about whatever I find interesting. But I just wanted to cover this because I think it needed to be talked about. I'm sorry the video went on for so long. I'm looking at it. It looks like it's 35 minutes in. But again, I'm going to go. Thank you again for watching. Hope you guys have a good one. Please take care.